In this video, I'm talking about buttermilk and why it's so important in baking. And then I'm going to share with you how you can make your own buttermilk. I think really that buttermilk is one of the most underappreciated ingredients in baking. People of my generation, we remember when our grandmothers would bake, they would use buttermilk for just about everything, really. But today's bakers don't use it as much. And so if you're unfamiliar with buttermilk, I just wanted to share a few things with you. Now buttermilk is going to be a little bit thicker than regular milk. You can see that a little bit. Not really as thick as, like, say, heavy cream would be. But it does have a little bit of a thicker consistency than regular milk. You can kind of see that there. Now it does have a buttery taste to it. And it is an acquired taste if you're drinking it just straight. But if you're going to be using it for baking, it's just about perfect. It's sort of a taste between melted butter and sour cream, if that sort of helps you a little bit. Traditionally, buttermilk was made after butter was churned. There was a liquid left over. It was the byproduct of butter. And people didn't want to throw that liquid away, so they would save it, put it on the counter or wherever, and after a period of time, it would start to ferment. And then they use that in their baking. Now, today's buttermilk is not made that way. Today they just take regular milk and they add lactic acid to it. Lactic acid, now I don't know all the sciences behind this, but the acidity in buttermilk, when it mixes with ingredients in your dough, like baking powder and baking soda, that combination produces a carbon dioxide gas. And those little gas bubbles, those air bubbles, form in the dough, and that is what gives dough a lift and a rise. That's what helps pancakes to be super fluffy. That's what helps to make biscuits to be really light and airy. It just gives it that extra lightness to your breads and everything. Now, like I said, again, if you're not familiar with buttermilk, you might not have it on hand or whatever, so I have a workaround for you. If you take a cup of just regular milk, you can use anything, skimmed milk, 2% whole milk, it doesn't matter. A cup of milk, and then a tablespoon of white vinegar. Now what this is going to do is it's going to give it some acidity. It's not going to be exactly like the store-bought buttermilk, but it's going to be very close, and it will help you in your baking products to give it that lightness and that airy quality to it. So you're going to want to let this sit for a few minutes, probably 3 or 5 minutes or so. Then after a while, it's going to start to get thicker. Okay, it's not there yet on this one, but I'll show you. If you're looking for sort of the thick consistency like that. So it's going to take probably, like I said, between 3 and 5 minutes or so until it turns out like that. And then you'll be able to use it in all of your recipes that you would normally use bread in. So again, like I said, for biscuits, that's how I get my biscuits so light and fluffy. You can use it in pancakes. You can use it in quick breads if you're making pumpkin bread or banana nut bread. That's one of my secret ingredients in my banana nut bread is the buttermilk. You can use it, in muffins or scones or just about anything that you bake like that. You can also use it in other things as well. You can use it in mashed potatoes. It's going to give your mashed potatoes sort of a little tang to it. You can use the buttermilk with fried chicken. You can soak your fried chicken, soak the chicken before you bread it, and that's going to give it a really, really good flavor. You can also use buttermilk in making homemade ranch dressing. That's a really good way to use buttermilk as well. So anyway, I hope this just gives you some ideas for buttermilk, and hope that you find this helpful and are able to use it in some of your recipes. Thanks for watching. I hope that you like this video and subscribe and maybe share it as well. Okay, thank you.